evening. It is just 17 minutes past 9 o'clock this evening on this Monday, November 9th. I'm Gabriel Porras in Stockton. Thank you for joining us on more election results updates from election 2020, from election night 2020, which has now turned into election week. We have the latest update from the San Joaquin County Registrar of Voters Office this evening, now reporting a 50.88% voter turnout. Here's where we stand in the heavily contested race for Stockton mayor. As you can see, Kevin Lincoln is still in the lead in that race with 53.37% of the vote. His opponent, Michael Tubbs, trailing at 46.63% of the vote. For those of you concerned with the numbers here, Michael Tubbs, the incumbent in this race, is trailing by 4,265 votes now. This is an increase of what we saw on our update from Friday. So Kevin Lincoln, opponent of Michael Tubbs there, gaining more ground in the race for Stockton mayor. As for the race in City Council, Kimberly Wormsley still has her strong lead in that at 70.13% of the votes this evening. Gloria Allen trailing with 29.87% of the votes. For San Joaquin County Supervisor District 5, Rhodacia Ransom is continuing her lead here with a 51.87% of the votes there, with Robert Rickman, her opponent, at 48.13% of the votes. Now, as for Measure X in San Joaquin County, voters appear to be on the course to approving it, with 65.48% voting in favor of that, 34.52% voting against that. Now, for some of our other local races, I want to put up the raw results from the San Joaquin County Registrar of Voters Office. For District 9, for the Congressional District 9, Jerry McNerney is in first place in that race at 59.94% of the votes at this hour. For Senate District 5 in San Joaquin County, voters have voted in favor of Susan Talamantes-Eggman, as you can see, with 59.34% of the votes, her opponent gaining 40.66%. For Assembly District 13, Kathy Miller is in the lead with 51.44% of the votes, Carlos Villapudua having 48.56% of the votes. Board of Education member trustee area number 3, Douglas Vigil, is still in the lead in that race as he was from election night with 64.85% of the votes. As for San Joaquin Delta Community College District Board member trustee area number 2, Elizabeth Blanchard, also in the lead with 48.91% of the votes there, pretty far from her other competitors. For trustee area number 5, Kathy Garcia, also in the lead on that race with 40.27% of the vote. For trustee area number 6, Teresa Brown in the lead with 52.60% of the vote. And moving on to Stockton Unified School District Board member trustee areas. For area number 1, the incumbent Cecilia Mendez is leading in that with 67.07% of the votes in that race. Moving on to trustee area number 3, Valentino Silva is in the lead with 33.43% of the votes. For Area 4, Ray Zulueta Jr. is currently in the lead with 38.68%, and the incumbent in that position, Lang Lentau, trailing at 31.71%. Moving on to Lincoln Unified School Board member trustee areas. For trustee area 2, Ashley Jones is still in the lead in that race by a pretty commanding lead there at 80.33% of the votes. For trustee area 4, you can see Sandra Mendez at 57.43% of the vote there, and her opponent at 42.36%. And again, this is according to the San Joaquin County Registrar of Voters Office. This is counting a 50.88% voter turnout. Now, they initially told media that the final voter turnout will be closer to around 75%. They said in excess of 75% voter turnout will be the final total. Now, I can tell you there, based on these results and data that we obtained from the Registrar of Voters Office on Friday, there are still at least 68,000 more ballots to be counted in San Joaquin County. I'm going to take you through another look at our top local races, starting with the race for Stockton mayor. Kevin Lincoln, currently in the lead on that. He gained more votes over the weekend. He's now 4,265 votes ahead of Michael Tubbs, the incumbent, who has 46.63% of the votes. For City Council District 6 here, you can see Kimberly Wormsley is still in the lead by a pretty large number there, 70.13%, and Gloria Allen, her opponent, at 29.87% as of this latest update this evening from the Registrar of Voters Office. And the race for County Supervisor District Area 5, Rhodacia Ransom in the lead for that with 51.87%, and Tracy Mayor Robert Rickman trailing at 48.13%. And for Measure X in San Joaquin County, voters, 65.48% of voters saying yes to that, 34.52% saying no at this hour. And according to the Registrar of Voters Office, these results, this update this evening is including vote-by-mail ballots received in the mail on or before October 31st, some vote-by-mail ballots received in the mail and returned at official ballot drop boxes on Monday, November 2nd, and some ballots cast in person at voter service centers on Election Day. Now, this is not including any of the ballots cast, or some ballots cast in person at voter service centers October 31st through November 2nd. Those will be reported tomorrow, they are saying. This is also not counting any of the or I should say, yeah, any of the vote-by-mail ballots received in the mail on or after Monday, November 2nd. Also not counting some vote-by-mail ballots which were dropped off at voter service centers or drop boxes after Tuesday, November 3rd, and of course conditional voter registration and provisional ballots. Again, the county currently recording a 50.88% voter turnout. At the end, we are being told that this will be closer to 75% voter turnout, with at least 68,000 more ballots left to be counted. So some changes could be coming in our local races, and as we get those updates, we'll be sure to pass those along to you here. A reminder, though, the San Joaquin County Registrar of Voters Office is expecting their next results to be released officially tomorrow at 9 p.m. So we'll have more updates here on SCW News and Gabriel Porras Reports. For now, thank you for watching and have a good evening.